Module 3, Explaining, Measuring Temperature. One common vital sign that you will measure is temperature. There are different types of thermometers for measuring temperature. Glass thermometers are not often used as they are considered a safety hazard. However, there are electronic thermometers, dot matrix thermometers, and even temperature-sensitive tape. Here are normal body temperatures when taken at different parts of the body. A temperature taken by mouth is called an oral temperature. A temperature taken under the arm is called an axillar temperature, and a temperature taken in the ear is called a tympanic temperature. There are also rectal temperatures, but HCAs are not permitted to take rectal temperatures. The table shows the average temperatures for each site. It also shows what the normal range of temperatures is for each site. You will record the temperatures you take in a logbook, for instance, or in a vital signs flowsheet. If a temperature is outside of the normal range, you should report it immediately. So, an average oral temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Let's say you take a client's temperature by mouth, and it is 36.5. Is that above or below average? Well, it's a bit below average. Is it something you need to report, or is it within the normal range? Take a look at the table. The normal range for Celsius temperatures is 36 to 37.5. 36.5 is above 36 and below 37.5, so it is within the normal range for an oral temperature. So you would record the temperature, but you would not need to report it. Let's say you took the temperature the next day by mouth again, and the temperature was 38 degrees. Well, that is above 37-degree average. Is it something you need to report? Is it above the normal range? Take a look at the table. The normal range for an oral temperature is 36 to 37.5 degrees Celsius. So yes, it is above the normal range. You would need to both record that temperature and report it. The average tympanic temperature is 37.4 degrees Celsius. Let's say you take the client's tympanic temperature by ear and you get that same 38 degrees Celsius. Well, is that within the average range for a temperature taken by ear? Look at the range. Temperatures taken by ear are less precise than temperatures taken by mouth. The average range is bigger. 38 degrees is at the upper end of the normal range for a tympanic temperature, but it is within that range, so you would not have to report it. Let's say you take a tympanic temperature and you get 36 degrees Celsius. That is a bit below average of 37.5. However, is it still within the normal range? Take a look at the table. So, 36 degrees is above 35.8 and below 38. So a temperature of 36 degrees is within the normal range for a temperature taken by ear. You would record it, but not report it. So you'll also notice that the table has both Fahrenheit and Celsius measures. In healthcare in Canada, it's most common to use Celsius. However, many patients, especially elderly patients, will be more familiar with Fahrenheit temperatures. So if you tell a patient their temperature in Celsius, they might ask for their Fahrenheit temperature, and someone might phone in with a Fahrenheit temperature and you'll need to convert it to Celsius. You can use an online converter. Just Google search Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit, or you can get out your calculator and use the following formula. To convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius, subtract 32 from the Fahrenheit reading and divide by 1.8. If someone phones in and says their temperature is 97.2, do the following. 97.2 minus 32, that number is then divided by 1.8. 97.2 minus 32 is 65.2. Now divide that number by 1.8. You'll need your calculator. 65.2 divided by 1.8 is 36.2. You would record the Celsius temperature as 36.2. To convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, multiply the Celsius reading by 1.8, then add 32. So, imagine you tell your patient's mother that the client's temperature is 39.3 degrees Celsius. The mother asks, what is that in Fahrenheit? You would do the following. 39.3 times 1.8, that number added to 32. 39.3 times 1.8 is 70.74. Now add 32. 70.74 plus 32 equals? You would tell the mother that her child's temperature is 102.74 degrees Fahrenheit. In the activities below, you will practice deciding whether or not a temperature is outside of the normal range and should be reported. Also, you will practice converting temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, let's get started.